When I have a thought, I gotta let it out. It's a bright spot that I can't even doubt. My opinions, my point of view, even if things are a little chopped and screwed. So yeah, even if you disagree. So yeah, even if I'm not in your pedigree. So yeah, especially if you agree. So yeah, so yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you're listening to it. Welcome to the So Yeah podcast with your host, Caroline M. Diamond. I have been wanting to talk about this for a long time. And it affects almost everybody in this world. And it's crazy that some people just don't get it. All right? Some people don't get it. And this is all about airplane etiquette. Because stupid people are all around us. And it's crazy. Common sense is not so common. Common sense is not so common. Things that I think are just normal behaviors, common sense, people have completely lost the plot on, all right? Okay, airplane etiquette. Let's start off fucking strong. If you are going through TSA and you do not have socks on and you just got your piggies out raw dogging and you take off your shoes and you walk through that scanner barefoot, that is disgusting. You are disgusting. First of all, if you are a man, men should not be able to wear flip-flops. I'm sorry, even at the beach, no. I don't care. I do not want to look at a man's toes. Ever! Never! I never want to see a man's toes. Never. Put the dogs away, babes. Put them away. Yuck. Yuck. To kind of piggyback off that, if you were on a plane, which I take off my shoes on a plane, okay? I hate because, you know, your feet expand, everything expands on a plane. I take off my shoes, but I keep my socks on because I'm not a fucking weirdo. If you take off your shoes and your socks and your piggies are oinking all over the fucking seat, you are deranged. Deranged. There's nothing else to say other than you are absolutely deplorable. Also, when boarding, this goes for more of the airlines, why aren't we boarding from the back of the plane to the front of the plane? Like, I really don't understand why we don't do that. Like, that's, again, common sense to me. And maybe even take it a step further, and then you start to board all the windows, all of the middle seats, and then all of the aisles. There should be a better system. And they're like yelling at us to get on the fucking plane because we gotta leave. And I'm like, okay, but you can't, what? See, I'm getting all hot and bothered by this fucking airplane etiquette. When you are on the plane, this goes without saying, common sense, use fucking headphones. If you are anywhere in public, on a bus, on a train, on a plane, automobile, whatever it is, put headphones on. If you're in a doctor's office, put headphones on. I'm tired of hearing everybody's conversation on speakerphone. You are crazy. I am a window seat diva. All right. I like to be so I like to lean my head to the left, towards my left shoulder. That's what I like. I will sit in F if I have to, but I prefer A. I like to lean. It's better for my shoulder. My bad shoulder is my right shoulder. And I need to be on that side. If I'm a window seat, I own the window. The window is mine. That is my property. I keep that shade pulled down. All right. Sometimes I'll open it up just to like look a little bit as we're deplaning and I fly up. And maybe when I'm landing, when I'm in flight, the shade is pulled down tight. If you are in the middle seat and you ask me, or you're in the aisle and you're like, can you pull up the shade? No, bitch. My window, my shade. If you wanted this position, you should have gotten your seat correct. Get the window, babe. Don't sit in the middle. Don't sit in the aisle. Also, if you're in the aisle, you own the row. You own the row. If you sit in the aisle, you cannot get mad at anybody in that row for wanting to get up and pee. I'm sorry. Also, if you're in the aisle and you fall asleep and I gotta piss, wake up, bitch. I'm gonna pee on your legs if not. Get up. All right? You chose to be in the aisle. Therefore, you gotta get up when I gotta pee. That's the rules. Middle seat, yeah, we have to share the armrest with you. That's fine. I'll do it. I'll be generous there. But you shouldn't be spilling into my seat either. I know I got a juicy ass too. Sometimes my hips be touching, but that's fine. But don't be spilling your elbows into my section. Hello. And if you want to be really kind as the aisle worker, if I'm asleep when the snacks come around, just give me an extra snack. Especially on those Southwest flights, those pretzels, the Maui Monk. Baby, I am living for her. Living. There's so many things to talk about with airplane etiquette, but the thing that gets my goat, like every time fucking infuriates me, when we land, we pull up to the gate, the seatbelt sign comes off, and people are like, boom, ah. Where are you going? Where are you going in row 23? Honey, calm your tits. Literally calm your tits. Unless you have a connecting flight. Okay. You gotta like get it going. Otherwise, sit down. Sit down. Where the fuck do you think you're going? It's going to take at least 13 minutes for it to get all the way back here. Maybe longer. Calm your tits. Literally the definition of calm your tits. Fucking-lease. Thank you. Did I forget anything with airplane etiquette? I'm sure there's like a million things to talk about. And again, common sense is not so common, and baby, I wish it were. I wish it were, because people piss me off. So drop your airplane etiquette things that I might have missed in this episode, because I would love to hear what you have to say. This part of the podcast is called Currently, and it's everything that I am currently reading, watching, and listening to. Again, I'm still in a reading slump, so let's just the reading part, because it's just not happening right now, and I'm just gonna, ease myself around the self-deprecating thoughts on why you're not reading. So let's move on. What I'm watching, I've seen this movie before. It's actually one of my top movies. It probably changed my life and my perspective when I saw it. And that movie is Whiplash. Holy fucking shit. That movie is exceptional. The filmmaking, the cinematography around it, the color grade. I love the color grade. The story is so good. We need good stories again. I think the problem with movies is that the stories aren't as strong, and that movie is so good. And if you, like most of us are probably artists in here, you probably have had a teacher that is like Fletcher, in a way, maybe not as abusive, but maybe even kinda. but somebody that like is somebody that you want to just like, you want to perform for, you want to be amazing for. And I think that most artists can relate to that story. And you just got to keep going, and you know, you got to go a little psycho with it, and you're like to the point where your hands will bleed and you get hit by a car, and then you still got to perform, and then it's a whole fucking thing. I know J.K. Simmons won the Oscar for his role, but I think that Miles Teller should have also been nominated because he was locked in that bag. Like, he had to learn how to drum for that. There was no body double. Like, he was doing that shit. And that's what I want to see. This is what I want to see. Exactly. So if you've never seen Whiplash, it's very, like, it's intense. So if you're feeling anxious that day, don't watch it. But if you're feeling like this, then do it. I fully support. And then as for what I'm listening to, we're continuing the Madonna Deep Dive discography. I know I've taken a little bit of break on it, but I listened to Ray of Light. A moment of silence. The Ray of Light album is so good. It's also so funny to me because the song Ray of Light is not like any of the other songs on that album. I love the song Ray of Light. I have a playlist in my on Spotify that's songs that would be in the movie about my life, and Ray of Light is definitely in there. It's just so amazing. But the album is so beautiful to me because she's like 40 at this time. She had her first baby, and you can kind of feel like the shift in her tone and in her music. And she got really into her Kabbalah, and so there's a lot of like Indian inspired sounds that are in there, and it's so good. And when I listened to the album, I was like, oh my god, like there is so much influence that she has given everybody else solely from this album. And if you listen to it, you'll be like, oh shit, like I see X, Y, and Z from this. I see this person inspired by this. And that is the Madonna effect. And I will die on the hill that Madonna is the best queen of pop to ever exist. And if you're a Madonna hater, you really just don't get it. Oh, she's a bitch. Well, she kind of deserves to be. I'm sorry. If you were reinventing pop culture every 5 years, I would be a cunt too. What are you gonna do? I'm serious. So the Madonna album current ranking to me, I still think Erotica is my personal favorite. Then I'm gonna bring Ray of Light in the mix. Yep, Ray of Light. Then we got True Blue, self-titled Madonna, bedtime stories, Like a Virgin, Like a Prayer. But again, Madonna is really just the queen of queens. And I am the old gay that loves Madonna. Amen! She's like, I turned 30, I'm in my 30s, and now I'm an old gay for Madonna, and that's the way that God intended it. Yeah! Well, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I love the support always, and again, I said it last week, but if you are looking to maybe, I don't know, have a little ad placement, or even in exchange, I can get one of your services, and I'll talk about it on my podcast. I love that. I really do. Exactly.